Some of the biggest compliance challenges that MSPs bring into conversation with me often include not the challenges of the MSP themselves, but rather the challenges of their clients. So what I found is anytime compliance comes up when I'm talking with the MSP, they're often talking to me because one of their clients just emailed them. They say, hey, suddenly we're required to have patching, or we're required to have ransomware encryption protection, and we got to have it as soon as possible. You're our MSP, please help us out. And so then they start to try to figure out how to meet the compliance requirements of their own clients. So that's often the biggest challenge they face, is that immediate time constraint of suddenly adding in that compliance framework. The way MSPs often describe their ideal solution in regards to compliance usually is whatever solution fully meets the compliance and as quickly as possible. It's pretty rare for me to chat with the MSP that brings up compliance and not say, hey, we need this ASAP, almost next week sometimes even. And so that's the biggest challenge with it all. They say, hey, we got to have this immediately. So that's definitely a trend I've noticed with MSPs and compliance. Some of the trends I've noticed when chatting with MSPs in regards to their compliance and cybersecurity practices is that often not only are they looking primarily at the compliance requirements of their own customers, their clients, but also they're looking at cybersecurity solutions that would help them be a little bit more prepared for future compliance requirements that might come out later this year, next year. Sometimes you don't know what's on the horizon, what will be required of your clients and your organization in the future. So it's good to have a cybersecurity stack in place that's a little bit more flexible, able to add in things as they're required. I will say one thing that I've noticed that a lot of MSPs are rather surprised to learn about Heimdal in regard to compliance is that we cover so much of the cybersecurity stack. We're kind of known as the one-pane dashboard, the one multi-tenant solution. So what this allows our MSP customers to do is simply start out with the products they need for their clients, their customers, and then as they require additional modules, additional parts of the cybersecurity stack to meet compliance for the customers, then it's incredibly easy to simply add that. All you got to do is reach out to your customer satisfaction manager, talk to them about the module, the cybersecurity need you have for your customer, add it in, just a click of a button, you can have it later that week. One piece of advice I would give to an MSP in regards to their compliance strategy is simply prepare for the future. Not only for what you know is ahead, but what you think possibly could happen. So for example, I was talking with someone and they have a parent company in a country that suddenly required ransomware encryption protection. This was a big issue for them because they did not have that in place, and yet it was a hard requirement that they suddenly had to implement within the next month. So can you imagine how stressed they were when they realized, oh, we have this current cybersecurity stack and we have to not only A, find the right ransomware encryption protection, but B, implement it, get it up and running so they can meet compliance. So I will say my best advice is to you, whatever solution you go with for your cybersecurity stack as an MSP, pick something that's flexible, that's super easy to simply add in more pieces, more modules to cover a broader range of that stack, just in case you wake up tomorrow and realize, oh, we do need this to meet compliance after all. So it's good to be prepared for whatever lies on the horizon.